As you were quietly scrolling through food videos and cat memes last night, Saki went live on Instagram with a vengeance, and let's just say that Clarissa Shields' name was not safe. Ladies and gentlemen, the drama just got nastier, louder, and messier than ever. We're speaking loudly. Tea-spilling mayhem while lash snatching.
It doesn't matter to me, but to sit here and say you can whoop some edges and you out here popping pills and doing everything you're doing, you're not gonna whoop nobody ass. You need to go to rehab and get that shit out your system.
And the night's biggest surprise. Tesehki didn't merely make fun of her, she set fire to the entire tree. Clarissa was referred to as a side chick by her, stated that she has been using boxing to get into other women's bedrooms, and that she has receipts that will make your jaw drop. What? Let's go back in time. How did a viral split between two social media street queens make Clarissa Shields' Olympic champion boxing icon global brand the target of jokes? And why is Papoose, a man who once stood for black love and fidelity, now being circulated like a wrapped cipher chain? This isn't your typical live. It was a blood flood in cyberspace. And honey, everyone came to observe. What did Tesehki say? What did Clarissa respond with? And who is deceiving via their Instagram filters? A career could be ended by this story, so grab some popcorn. The internet was flattened rather than merely shaken. What started off as just another inane Instagram tirade devolved into a drag session, so much so that even Instagram servers likely paused. Tesehki, the sister of chaos herself, is leading the digital war. She is completely engrossed, unfiltered, and seated with a phone and a glass of wine. It started with a live Instagram post. Notice that it said, "Take is going live with fire tea." You already know that when Taki mentions tea, she's referring to a scorching lawsuit that is still underway if you follow any of the continuing feuds. And she didn't let anyone down as soon as she appeared on the screen. On 100, the bold edges and attitude of the lashes. It was obvious that something was going on. Her opening remarks. We should discuss these so-called primary girls who believe that loyalty entails wearing boxing gloves. The instant shade, the objective is clearly obvious. Claressa Shields. Let's now take a moment to respect the naive. Clarissa Shields, also known as the greatest woman in GWAR Claressa, the Olympic boxing champion who has never lost in the ring, and Papoose, the man who was previously praised as hip-hop's most devoted husband, are all involved in a very messy love triangle, or perhaps a square. In these streets, Papoose has been posing as though he has a platinum membership in everyone's direct messages. Despite the fact that Clarissa has been seen walking the red carpet with him, even posting subtle love statements like, "Loyalty isn't shown, it's proven."
Y'all don't, these girls fans be, if you coming on here talking about some, oh, Siki will do this to you, or Ivory will beat you up, or whatever the case may be, I'll be like, y'all got to be some damn fools. Because one, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I'm a trained killer. Really, like, fuck boxer, I'm a trained killer. So it'd be like, they be talking about these girls, and it's like, I don't give no 30 seconds.
For Sai, however, she wasn't present for the subliminals. She had time and brought screenshots, sweetie. Life was a performance. She was going over the direct messages as if they were a PowerPoint presentation. Over the course of less than 5 minutes, Clarissa's name was spoken at least 36 times. Knowing she had the audience, the receipts, and the moral high ground, Tesehki maintained her enthusiasm. Do you genuinely believe that a boxer can use her punching power to get into a relationship and call it love? You are not the primary, sis. Midway, you're the distraction.
Fight me, but I'm gonna train the same way you gonna train. I will beat the fuck her.
Clarissa?
Yes, if I train and didn't smoke and drink, cause what she got so amped up off of is real alcohol, like no training. This is just natural. You train every day. You can't do a fight without training. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me do your training you doing, and let me not be off that weed and poppers. Bitch, I'm the KFC champion.
The distraction in the middle, virtual jaws dropping, might be heard throughout the period. Then the internet-breaking line appeared. She is not even a wife. She belongs to a gym. Everyone completes rounds before continuing. Even though Clarissa Shields hadn't yet entered the discussion, the comments were already exploding. The thing that threw viewers into a tailspin was not Sicky's failure to tag Claressa before it was too late. Was the secret background to the outburst Clarissa has been hanging out with Papoose in Miami lately, supposedly under the pretense of a secret combat camp, according to unverified but loud sources, but fans saw something odd. Very few of their posts featured the diamond. Instead, it involved late-night car selfies with captions like, "When he loves your grind," champagne dinners, and boat cruises.
Sit here and say you can whoop some Atlantis and you out here popping pills and doing everything you're doing, you're not gonna whoop nobody ass. You need to go to rehab and get that shit out your system.
It's that she's posting my leftovers as if she didn't know I was at his place last weekend, but Sake took it personally and said she had every reason to do so. You are a temp, girl. In less than 2 minutes, 18,000 live watchers turned into 35,000. A few members of the hip-hop and love casts, as well as someone posing as Claressa's cousin, posted on rap pages and gossip websites, and verified accounts even began to appear. Sis, all you have are lies and perspiration. Tesehki wasn't shaken, despite your delusions. She leaned into the camera, lifted her wine glass, and said, "Tell your cousin to pull. I'll put on my gloves as well, but mine don't have any regulations." Since Clarissa is with media training, people assumed she would remain silent at this point. However, it's evident that Detroit energy doesn't remain bottled up for long, because 5 minutes after Techie's live ended, Clarissa posted to her Instagram story with a black background and the single sentence, "Y'all going to stop playing with my name before I start playing with yours," and she went live. Clarissa was seen on video wearing a sweatshirt, her eyes icy and her speech frighteningly composed. Even though they weren't shouting or ranting, you could see the tension rising with each word. Have you ever had someone so blatantly lie about you that you question whether they began to believe it? That's the degree of delusion we're dealing with, she continued. I don't pursue snowmen, especially not one who has everyone believing he's still faithful while he's out here playing both sides like a mixtape. The live chat broke out. Was she referring to Papoose? They were together, as confirmed. Why is this superior to Netflix? The punch then came. Emotionally terrible, but metaphorically, Clarissa retrieved an image. With a heart emoji and the remark, "They're just mad we're real?" It was a screen capture of a direct message from Papoose to her. Give him a chance to speak, Mike. Over $50,000 and people had watched by the time the live event ended. There were screenshots everywhere on the internet. Since the shoe fight between Nicki and Cardi, Taki versus Claressa has officially been the largest online altercation. However, there is a storyline twist. Who was telling the whole truth was still unknown to us. Was Clarissa merely pulled into this? Was Taki acting enviously? Where in the world was Papoose when these two women quarreled over his allegiance as if it were the final seat on a Delta flight? According to sources, he was observed tweeting cryptic things like, "Real people don't need to speak on real things. Sir, we need answers, not puzzles," and believe that further research was done online because of what followed. Mystery messages from leaked voice notes and an unexpected third woman who said Taki and Claressa were both side chicks you heard. Correctly, yes. The drama between Tesehki and Clarissa Shields seemed to have reached its climax, but the internet said, "Hold my Wi-Fi," because within 6 hours of both lives exploding, every voice note that was released onto the internet via a group chat Twitter feed and a burner gossip page. And no, this wasn't your regular, he said. She identified this as Papoose. Unmistakably, definitely. According to reports, Papoose told someone, "I advised her to relax. She has feelings for me, but I never declared her to be my girlfriend, and I have no control over what Clarissa posts." Phew, that isn't a voice message. The casual denial is actually a nuclear warhead. Additionally, the internet exploded. The post originated from a burner Twitter account that purported to have intimate knowledge of the circumstances. And in a matter of minutes, everyone took it up. The typical suspects, the shade lipstick bomb rumors, as well as the viral plug who watermarked the audio and captioned it, when caught downplaying Clarissa Shields' relationship, exclusive Papoose claims to have 2 linked eyes. Fans of Clarissa were shaken by Sicky's departure. Within an hour, she was back on the air. This time, she had to put down her phone because she was laughing so much. As I already mentioned, she truly believed she was the main chick. He claims that she simply developed feelings for him in the meanwhile. For her, I feel ashamed. It was more than just shade. Full-on digital execution was used here. Additionally, Clarissa has not spoken for an insider who was not part of her PR team, published a document purportedly issued to Claressa's management that said, "We advise a complete content pause. Avoid addressing the leak. Regarding the upcoming title defense, refrain from commenting on Papoose focus messaging. That is, the female returns to boxing. Things are getting out of control." Guess who, though, missed the memo? The third lady, Sierra Monae, a wannabe artist with fewer than 5,000 followers with a big narrative to tell, went live from a couch with a bottle of Casamigos and a ring light because the mess reportedly wasn't bad enough. So intense that it almost burned her eyebrows. Then she made the statement, "I've been in contact with Papoose since January, and I was the one who he traveled to New York with last month while these two women were posting about him. Let me make this clear once and for all. Why no one anticipated it? Clarissa left Sierra completely unconcerned. You guys think 2 was first, and you guys think Clarissa was wifey," she went on. "Papoose was in my direct messages during their argument. Let's have a serious conversation about it." But she didn't end there. Screenshots of text conversations with affection emoticons appeared when she accessed her camera roll. A picture of the same hotel room Clarissa had a week before. Even a half-drunk selfie of Papoose with the words, "Wish I could wake up to this every morning." Boom! The meltdown has begun. Fans dissected timelines in DEF CON 1 Twitter discussions. Here's how we know Sierra is telling the truth. Theories. Were the first breakdown videos created by TikTokers. Papoose even became known as the reverse future by some devotees. Deep rotation, but messy and quiet. The memes became instantly iconic. Clarissa believed that she was battling for love. It was only cardio, it turns out. In order to fight for a shared man, Toy truly clocked into Overlooked in favor of a guest feature. But Clarissa was about to provide a forceful retort as the internet chuckled. She made a comeback on Instagram a day later, posting, "You guys love messy stories, but I detest it when women deal with theirs in silence. I am doing well. Relax." It was elegant, subdued, and calm. But then, Papoose's name was affixed to a slow-motion film of her training hitting a heavy bag, which she posted online with the message, "Focus where it belongs, iconic." As they say, however, every comeback requires a comeback. Tesehki also provided. The last time she went live, she gave a sneak peek at a diss tune on featuring the now viral hookside chick on TikTok, No. I'm the headline as she redefines in shadow boxes. The song began to gain popularity. It was utilized for clapback edits and skits and breakup videos. By midday, the headline side chick, had 70K videos. Papoose hasn't spoken yet. It was starting to feel like a planned silence. Did he start the pandemonium, or was he avoiding the consequences? Some admirers think the latter. On Reddit, an anonymous member even asserted that the entire story seemed manufactured. Consider the timing. In the same week, a boxing promo and leaked direct messages were released. This is PR on steroids, or perhaps we're merely observing in real time the development of the celebrity controversy. The official answer from Papoose's crew, however, was something that nobody anticipated. Not even the fans who thrive on this mayhem. A statement was made exclusively to the Censored podcast and Real Talk. Mr. Papoose is focused on his family and his upcoming music projects. It said, he hopes that everyone concerned finds peace and progress. Nothing more to say. After leaving, the internet in flames, find peace and progress. That remark served as gasoline for the flames. Clarissa reposted it with a happy, tearful smile. It was included in Toy's tale. Growth starts when you stop lying, the caption reads. Sierra Monae, too, wasn't finished. The caption said, say peace and growth one more time. She shared a now-deleted Instagram story that purported to be a FaceTime screenshot with Papoose, not to mention the admirers who became trained forensic analysts. Sierra was in the same suite as Clarissa's post, according to one TikToker who checked hotel menus, wall patterns, and curtain colors. The result was that while each person was sharing a portion of the truth, no one had the complete image. What does that leave us with then? 50K new followers and a viral hymn for Taki Sierra gained instant popularity and a possible podcast deal, while Clarissa's image was battered, but she gained back the respect of her fans. Papoose has yet to be located, but his silence now says a lot. And just as things were starting to calm down, the police report was released. 3 women publicly claimed one man was the last Birkin on Earth. and voice notes leaked distractingly, just when we thought the drama had reached its peak. The true repercussions ultimately caught up with us, due to the fact that legal documents entering the chat are no longer just a humorous live drama war is on. In the morning of the third day, screenshots of a purported police incident report submitted by Clarissa Shields' legal team appeared online. Clarissa was the victim of persistent public defamation and malicious character attacks, according to the report published by the gossip website Court Confidential. The purpose of these attacks was to cause emotional pain and damage Clarissa's professional endorsements. Clarissa was now suing instead of merely boxing. That's correct. Sierra Monae's FaceTime post calling it out, the diss track, and the side chick accusation were all directly included in the complaint. All a part of a deliberate strategy to discredit Clarissa went a bit more personal, but her legal team stayed. Professional? The paper even contained timestamps and URLs, and it came with receipts. She shared a black and white Instagram story of herself in a locker room at the gym. The sound of panting and a punching bag being struck more forcefully than Twitter following a celebrity split, without a caption. She didn't recoil, though, and instead shared a picture of herself drinking a smoothie with the message, "Defamation. Only counts if it isn't true. Keep punching, boo. Petty level masterclass." In the interim, Sierra Monae made up her mind not to be dragged into a trial. With a tissue in hand and a candlelit setting with soothing music, she released a very calculated public apology video. In the clip, she said, "I didn't mean to add fuel to the fire. I was just speaking my truth. I wish Clarissa nothing but success in and out of the ring." The identical wall painting from the purported hotel shot was still visible in the background of the video, however, as viewers quickly pointed out, which was a major damage control measure. Despite their weariness, supporters remained riveted to their TVs at this moment since the question, the question, "Where is Papoose?" could be answered. Finally, he made an appearance without any music or freestyle. A 3-minute pre-recorded Instagram video of a fatigued person sitting in a car, wearing sunglasses, and obviously reading from a phone. No enigmatic post. I would like to offer my apologies to my family, the individuals I have harmed, and anybody else involved. Although I've erred, I never meant to offend anyone. I won't address the untrue parts of the rumors, but I will say that no woman should be publicly humiliated. Not right now, never. The public's response was not entirely positive. It was referred to as mature by some and damage prevention. "Sir, you've been late with 1 diss track and 3 leaks," several people commented. Once again, Remy Ma Papoose's estranged wife was drawn into the situation after liking a post that said, "Men fumble peace for public chaos and call it passion." Oh no. However, Clarissa wasn't finished battling, so she went back to her. Red. Table Raw, a spin-off YouTube show that helps celebrities clear the air and sell skincare products, announced shortly after the apology video that Clarissa will be doing an exclusive candid interview. A trailer dropped the emotional background music and dramatic lighting. Clarissa wiped away a tear and said, "I was blamed for believing someone who told me lies." It received more than 1.2 million views in just 12 hours. A cease and desist letter, which naturally leaked right away, requested that she take down all disparaging content about Clarissa from social media, adding the cherry on top of the pandemonium. Remove Clarissa's name or image from any upcoming songs or postings. Avoid making references to their private life in a reposting it to her Instagram story in a dishonest, damaging, or misleading way while using clown emojis before going live. Is like trying to silence me while you're the one who put yourself in another person's shoes. Try again, my darling. With that, the last stage of the fallout started. Brands began retreating. A tiny campaign deal with a boxing clothing company was purportedly lost by Clarissa Shields. Taki was kicked out of an influencer marketing partnership for a hair care brand, which stated that it doesn't endorse campaigns that are overly dramatic. She turned private, perhaps making herself unavailable for remark. Her novel was ghostwritten. How about Papoose? Based on footage acquired by fans, he was supposedly seen in Atlanta with a new woman. This time, however, he declined to even glance at the camera. Where does the wreckage stand after that? A live Instagram feud that escalated a boxing icon is drawn into the conflict on social media. With a diss track, a smoothie, and a third party who might potentially land a podcast deal and a Fashion Nova promo coupon, a reality fire starter is doubling down on one man who hasn't revealed who he's really dating. And the internet is getting ready for the next conflict already. Since, let's be honest, two women are the most viral thing. A platform where everyone goes live before they hit think, and one messy rapper. There you have it, people. We recently saw one of the most exquisitely chaotic digital catastrophes in recent memory, complete with voice note leaks, legal threats, diss tracks, and gym bag symbolism.